My favorite topic of the year, probably. Adam Sturm tweeted that NASCAR is working to open its infield back up to guests starting next month at Darlington. Spot on, spot off, Brett.
Casey wants to get the drivers' wives back in the garage. I actually want to get the people in the garage that pay the bills, which are our sponsors.
Literally,
I am
see her face?
so excited that
She's so
NASCAR
mad.
is implementing this
Said
policy that's going to put our people who pay the
members.
bills, not the cheerleaders, the people that pay the bills, back in the garage. Cheerleaders can watch from outside.
Excuse me.
People that pay the bills need to be inside.
Do we need to have a
Spot
topic
on, Adam Stern.
about women and men, like paying the bills? What's wrong with you? Stop.
Spot on. This is a huge step in the right direction for us. In all seriousness, we need our sponsors and our VIP guests back inside. And I go for my second vaccine on Wednesday, and this is hopefully enough notice to get everybody an opportunity to get that vaccine and get them back in the garage where they belong. If we can all go sit in a suite together, then we can dang sure stand outside together.
If we could ride on an airplane together.
I'm about to do that in a minute.
What? So that's the deal? They got to have vaccine to get in the garage?
I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know exactly what the tweet said. I just saw some people talking about it. And I think if you've been vaccinated and you can prove it, or you can show up and have a negative COVID test, on site, I think you should be allowed
The
in.
Yankees did it.
Yeah, it seems. I think that's the way the baseball's going. Negative,
Oh my
negative
gosh!
test.
You see that Texas Rangers game?
Yeah, slam pack.
100% capacity.
No, it was like 110% capacity. So, but listen, NASCAR has done. We were the first sport maybe to get
Well,
back.
we were the first sport
Yeah,
back.
we were.
And we have not had any hiccups at all. We've had a couple instances where there's been some things happen, but it was handled and nothing happened from them. Like, it didn't carry over. It didn't lead to anything else. So NASCAR, everything they've put in place to get us back and be safe with it has been great. So it's great to hear they're slowly expanding and doing things like this. And, there's some people in the suites already, and this is the next step. So this is big for sponsors, man. It's huge for sponsors.
It's a weird spot, right? Because the sponsors pay a lot of money to be on the race car. They pay for the access. They pay for the driver to come and sign autographs and to be able to come to their suite or go out to their mobile marketing display. They're not getting any of those things right now, and they don't understand all the time that the NASCAR garage access isn't something that teams pay for. So when all this goes down and the sponsors say, well, I want some of my money back, it's like, well, our costs are still the exact same. We don't pay less money to NASCAR just because you can't come in the garage. We still have our tire bill. We still have our hauler going up and down the road. We still have our employees. We still have to buy all these things, and we're still racing 500 miles on Sunday. Those costs didn't change.
Still the same.
So this is why it's important, man, is because those sponsors are paying for all those things, and they're getting one small piece of it, which is their logo on a race car. So this is a huge step in the right direction for all our sponsors that are out there, no matter what level you're at. If you're a track sponsor, a race team sponsor, or a NASCAR sponsor, huge step, Freddie.
I agree.
This is like
I think what will be interesting though is there's a lot of corporate policies around bringing people to the track, providing tickets. It can be a liability if something were to happen. So I'm curious to see how sponsors approach it, especially as they plan for 2022 budgets, which I know a lot of us already are. So should be interesting.
This is like a huge reset for everything too.
Yeah.
Like now to get back in, you're not just gonna, all right, these you four can go, bring your like now it's gonna be okay. Well, we're bringing these executives and it's been a huge reset for almost everything. I think
NASCAR named a new CMO last week, and I think you say the word reset. I am sitting here as a marketer and a sales guy in the sport, and I want to know what their rollout plan is now that we do get, quote, a reset. Like, how do you go and re-engage our fan base? Because, look, man, I'm telling you right now, yesterday watching that race on television got on my nerves because they would zoom in so tight and they would only show one car on the screen or two cars on the screen. And I compare it to if I watched a football game on TV, they don't zoom in on just the quarterback every single play and then hand off the ball and then stay on the running back. You get to see everything that's going on. And so when I go to the racetrack, it's a hell of a lot better experience than watching on TV. We are the only sport, in my opinion, that being at the sporting event is better than watching on TV in today's world. And the reason TV in today's world world has gotten so good is the freaking graphics, the
cameras,
television,
yeah,
the cameras, the fact that you don't have to wait in line to pee, you don't have to wait in line to get a beer. But at the racetrack, you can see so much more than television is offering you. So what is NASCAR going to do to make all these people feel confident? Hey, we got this. We got the experience. Because right now, there's not a lot there to do. Why? Because there's not a lot of people there. You can't, as a company, say, I'm going to spend millions of dollars if you're Pit Boss Grills to come out here and set up this gigantic marketing display, and the governor of Virginia let 1,000 people come to the racetrack. So I'm really excited to see what the CMO and the new leadership in the marketing department comes out and says, hey, we need a post-COVID plan, and this is what it is.
Do you think – so I know what you think because we talked about this, but campers – we've talked about the fact that it's all one-day shows now. Is this going to hurt? Why would you go to the racetrack now if you're only going to see a race on Sunday?
That's what we were talking about. And if I'm NASCAR, I'm worried about that because when you get to Phoenix and we look off the back of the roof, it's campers for miles. I mean, it's bigger than probably most towns in the state of Arizona outside of Phoenix. And so how do we attract those people if we're doing a one-day cup show? I'm worried about that.
If you're doing one-day shows, there's no reason why you can't put more series there.
I think NASCAR did a great job a few years ago of making, or at least the tracks, of making it more of an experience where they have concerts on Friday nights after the race. They did a lot more to really fill up the weekend and make it worthwhile.
I would do concerts in the
evening. I think I see that coming back safely eventually. But also, I mean, think about some of the tracks that are in pretty cool towns and pretty cool areas like Sonoma.
Lots of races and concerts.
It's expensive right now because gas prices are going through the roof. It's expensive to bring a camper, an RV, to a racetrack. Now, think about it. Are they going to go Friday and Saturday to watch a truck and Xfinity race? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think my family would have growing up. We went on Friday to watch practice and qualifying for the Cup cars. We went on Saturday to watch happy hour for the Cup cars. Oh, it just so happened there was a Busch race that was going to break out. We went on Sunday, obviously, for the Cup race, but we went to see Dale Earnhardt. We went to see Neil Bonnet. We went to see the Cup guys. We didn't go to see the Busch Series drivers that were coming up through the ranks. Nothing against them. It just wasn't what drew us there. So, I think Freddie's got a good point.
Yeah, but a lot of people came because they had garage passes or they had access to the fan walk. There's a lot more to it. And I think TJ has a good point, too. I will be the happiest person in the world if they one day have a supercross race like they did at Atlanta Motor Speedway and a NASCAR race the same weekend. I would love to get to that point, or bringing another series in.
There's still no other sport that has the culture that we have. I mean, I've camped on infields my entire life, and I'm telling you, you can leave your lounge chairs out, you can leave your coolers out, you can leave your food out. Nobody's going to touch a dang thing. Our fans are such honest people, and they're there for a good time. Most of them bring their families. It is truly an amazing event. But post-COVID, how do we make them feel comfortable, and how do we make it attractive to them? Because everything has changed for every sport in this country.
To me, they're there because they're race fans, so give them racing. If they're one-day shows, bring the K&N series in there a day before.
Bring the modifieds.
Run the K&Ns and modifieds on Friday. Run Xfinity on Saturday. Trucks, whatever. Bring race cars. Race cars attract people.
So with that said, we've all seen our grandstands before COVID got here, right? And we've all seen that they weren't, for the most part, sold out. So if we do that, TJ, and I buy a Cup ticket that costs $130, should that ticket get me in all weekend?
Yeah. I mean, you should get a weekend ticket for all the races.
I wasn't a big fan of yesterday. Half the Xfinity race yesterday was spent on the big jumbotron telling everybody they had to get out. I wasn't a fan of that.
But you had to do it though, because if you don't, it's not that they didn't want to let him in there. Normally they do let him in there for free. Yeah, they have to go to. And if you have a Cup ticket, and you can't get in because Freddie's in there with an Xfinity ticket.
But if you had a Cup, I would imagine that. I would say, what do you think? Half the people there, at least half the people, had a ticket to both races. You would think that you're not going to just go to the Xfinity race. Everybody there is to see the Cup race. So you're more than likely there for both races. But now you've got to get up, move your own stuff, get out. It was like herding cattle out the gate. It was a show to watch.
Capacity issue?
Yes.
Well, it was but I'm just saying, if you have a ticket to both races, you should be able to go, hey, I've got a ticket for the Cup race too. Don't kick me out.
What Freddie is saying is, if you had a Cup ticket and an Xfinity ticket, they kicked you out after the Xfinity race and made you come back in. Freddie thinks that's dumb. Do you want to get an amazing offer on your home? If so, visit OfferPad.com. And within 24 hours, they'll make an offer to purchase your home. Make sure when you visit OfferPad.com, you tell them you heard about them through their NASCAR partnerships.